Right. Well, hello everyone. My name is Luke, and I'm here to talk to you sort of from one teenager to another. Now, before we go any further, I think I should let you know, or as you may have already guessed, I am completely unqualified to be giving this speech. I don't have facts or statistics like literally everyone else that's talking here today will. I'm talking to you because I'm 18, I'm the same generation. I'm literally ye in a couple of years, except covered in tattoos and have a fantastic beard. I'm here to share my experiences, and they're experiences that probably all of you have had so far. So, in a nutshell, I'm up here hoping that experiences I've had in life thus far, like in my leaving cert, will get me through a topic that I probably should have studied for. So, I bet that all of you are on at least one social media. Like, take the top four, sort of Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. I run an art page on Instagram. Don't be afraid to follow. And I'm on them fairly often in the day. Like what? There's a couple of hundred of you in the room right now. I guarantee 5 or 6 of you are scrolling through Instagram or Facebook right now when you probably shouldn't be. Like, I'd be sitting in my maths class with 30 odd people, and there's 5 or 6 of them scrolling through Facebook or Instagram when they probably shouldn't be. And we're teenagers, that's what we do. Our phones are permanently glued to our hands. It's like one of our more valuable organs just permanently in our palms. Like when I fall and hear a crack, I hope to God it's my leg. And then I'd probably get back up and tweet about the incident, OMG, nearly just broke my phone, #heart attack. And I do that because as a teenager, I feel obligated to constantly share my life with everyone. I feel obligated to let everyone know what I'm doing at every moment of the day. Snapchat, I'm telling everyone what I'm doing. Like, one of you is probably documenting this right now going, if he's in the leaving cert, should he really not be studying in April? Our entire lives are lived online. We overshare everything. As has been said, one quick Facebook search of your name and you can find out hobbies, school, address. In a couple of years' time, you can probably search someone's name and find out where they hide the spare key to the back door. And this does pose quite a few dangers. Like, Facebook itself is open about using this personal information for its own gain, targeting you with ads for products they think you're interested in because of your hobbies. So imagine what a dangerous person might do with this information. Like, I don't need to tell you about stranger danger when you're walking down the street, because you know about it. But for some reason, we have this idea that just because the stranger is on the other side of the screen, we shouldn't take the same cautions. Like, I made this mistake myself. Like, I got a message from what can only be described as a very attractive woman a couple of years back, and my stupid teenage impulses took the wheel. I didn't even give myself a chance to question, I wonder why a 25-year-old is messaging me, a 16-year-old. And of course, the conversation started with hobbies. Shockingly enough, we both had the same hobbies. And then, it took a very sharp turn. I was being asked personal information, and then I was being asked for pictures. And I want to say that I said no and blocked her right away, but at the time I lived in the countryside, and my internet happened to go right then and there. And when my internet came back, the profile was gone. It had been deleted. So I had obviously been duped by what was obviously a fake profile. In fact, looking back on it, I'm pretty sure the profile picture was of Emma Watson. Teenage impulses, lads, what can I tell you? And not everyone was lucky like I was. Some people have sent compromising photos, to put it simply. And they sent them to even people they thought they could trust, and they ended up online. And yes, you can get onto Google and they'll probably comply, they'll probably take it down, but you never know who's screenshotted these photos or anything. Once it's on the internet, it's always there. And, you might not think it's a big deal at the time, but as we found out, when you're going for a job, it may come back and bite you. Like, I remember a couple of years back, I was taking a family photo and I thought it would be absolutely hilarious to cross my eyes, stick my tongue out, show off my new tongue piercing or whatever. And that was grand. And recently, my aunt, the aunt that always comments on your profile pictures saying, "Oh my God, you look great." Well, she set it to her profile picture. So now all my friends can see my lovely face sticking my tongue out every time I post a new photo because she shares it with everyone. You know, so while we are on the topic of regrettable posts, I do feel obligated to warn you about drunken mistakes, even though there's no real need because none of you drink. And you will continue not to drink until you're legal. And for the love of God, why would you want pictures of you drunk? That's just incriminating yourselves. Why would you want to allow yourself to get caught for it? Like, a friend of mine was telling me that he went into work one day to cover for a girl who was sick. And later in the evening, up on that girl's Snapchat, was her out on the lash with her friends getting drunk. You know, she allowed herself to be caught out. She lied, she went, got drunk, posted pictures of herself, and needless to say, she got fired for it. You know, and eventually you will be allowed go drinking, of course, and there won't be any problem with it. But at the same time, do be careful with what you post. Like, it's all, you know, it's great having a good time, but don't photograph poor Johnny when he's getting sick in the jacks. Like, he doesn't need that. And, you know, don't think, yeah, now is a great time to go on a rant about my ex, because it's not. Don't. Like, these things are a very big no, and they happen way too often. Like, think about it. What will your classmates think if you're photographing poor, helpless Johnny when he really just needs a hand? And what will they think as well? You know, they'll think you're still bitter about your ex if you're just going and complaining about them. And never mind that, what about future, as we said, future employers? Do they really want someone who will do these things? Like, even when they're drunk, do they really want someone who might make these mistakes? And, you know, background checks will be done. It's not exactly difficult. Type your name into Facebook and there you are, all of your information, because you're a teenager and you thought it was a good idea. So the next topic is important as well, and I see it in everyone, myself included. And it's definitely a topic some of you will relate to much more than others. It's this dependency on likes, you know, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram or retweets on Twitter or whatever. And I see it all the time. Someone uploads a photo, then within sort of 24 hours, it's gone. Probably because they felt they didn't get enough likes on it. And that's just not healthy. That is looking for other people's approval as opposed to looking for it in yourself. And, like, don't get me wrong, of course it's nice to get a few likes. I mean, you know, that picture I uploaded there got 12 likes the other day. I was pretty delighted with myself. You know, I'll be Insta-famous before you know it, lads. But, you know, tomorrow's picture might not get the same amount. It might get less. That doesn't mean I should take it down. You know, it's not the end of the world. And this is especially important when it comes to taking selfies. Just because one picture of you got more likes than another picture of you does not mean you don't look as good in it. Imagine if these likes were compliments. You know, I'm walking down the street, headphones in, probably a nice Starbucks latte in my hand, and someone gives me a compliment. It's a great feeling. You know, it's always nice to get a compliment. But if I'm doing the exact same thing the next day and I don't get a compliment, it doesn't mean I should feel bad. You know, it doesn't mean anything. And it definitely shouldn't take away from how I feel. It doesn't mean that I looked any better the day before. Like, what's important is how you feel and not how you imagine others might feel about a picture of yourself. You know, it's just a photo. It literally captures a millisecond of your life. And what's also important is to not compare the amount of likes you get to the amount of likes another person gets. You know, my sister, she also loves art, and she uploads pictures daily of the drawings she does, and she gets hundreds of likes. And there I am doing the same thing, and I get significantly less. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world. You know, it doesn't mean that I shouldn't be happy with the drawings I do. And when it comes to uploading pictures, documenting your life, be careful not to also portray a false self. I was out the other night with a few friends, and there was this large group of girls a few tables over, and to be honest, they looked like they were halfway through a double history. They were dying. They were bored off their game. And then suddenly, one of them said, "Selfie," holding the phone in the air. Boom, girls up, drinks in air, everyone smiling. I was taken aback, to be honest. I got a fright. And, like, They posted online then, but that's not what was happening. And I'm sure if I scroll through that particular person's Facebook or Instagram, it would be nothing but pictures of them smiling every 20 minutes like clockwork. And then someone of their friends was probably sitting at home, not doing anything, thinking, wow, this person has such a great life. But that's not the case, like, you know? That is portraying a false self. You don't always have to be seen online having a great time. It's not your job to do that. You're not a Kardashian, and be thankful for that. You know? You don't have to go pretending every second of every day like you're having a great time. And God, I hate the Kardashians. Well, lads, my sort of final topic, and this is sort of the most important one. If you take anything away from what I'm saying here today, don't let it be that I hate the Kardashians. Let it be this. Cyberbullying. It is real, and it happens much more than we realize. I see it myself as a teenager being online in 6th year. I've seen it since I was in 1st year. And it happens in different ways. It's not just the sort of stereotypical one where it's a huge group of people ganging up on this one person online on Facebook or whatever. You know, sometimes it's just people joking around, or they think they're joking around, and it goes completely out of hand. Like, I remember a few years ago, a girl a few towns over, she posted a video of herself singing. And not to be hurtful or anything, but the fact that it wasn't good. She wasn't good at singing. But she posted the video anyway. And soon people started commenting about the video and sharing it around. And eventually, the video just became known for the negative comments and negative feedback and negative backlash, more so than the actual content itself. Like, that's how I found out about it. A friend coming up to me with their phone going, look at how funny this comment I made was. And I laughed. It was funny. It was funny to me, a person it didn't directly affect, about a person that I didn't even know. But I'm sure that girl didn't find it funny, you know? Like, I'm sure she got really upset. And yeah, a few years later, it all blew over and no one really cares about it from what I've heard. And that's, you know, I guess that's a positive ending, but not all stories like that end this way, you know? We've all heard it before. I don't need to tell you about what the worst case scenario is when people are getting bullied. We all know about it, you know, and it's tragic, but it doesn't have to happen like that if everyone is just careful. Because no one was going out of their way to make this girl feel bad. That wasn't anyone's aim. They thought they were just being funny. I thought everyone was just being funny. And in a lot of cases, I'm sure that's what happens. So, you know, just be very careful, lads. You know, coming back to cyberbullying, I don't know how to protect myself any more than blocking someone or, you know, just being careful what I post. That's all I do myself, like. And I'm sure Dr. Griffin, who's coming up next, will be able to inform you much more about that and inform myself as well. But I can say that, you know, we're all here to enjoy the internet, enjoy social media. I love social media. I love the internet. I'm on it all the time for a reason, because I think it's fantastic. I can't even imagine what my parents were doing before social media. Apparently they used to go out and get fresh air or something like that. I don't know. You know, so we all have a right to the internet, but we all must be careful what we post, whether we have to make sure, will this come back and affect us in a few years? Will this affect someone else in a few years? You know, will we regret this? Just things like that. So I guess that is the end of my spiel. I hope you all have taken something away from it. And I'll be up for a Q&A at the end, but please don't ask me why I'm here in April on a Thursday during my Leaving Cert year. Thanks very much.